stopped reaching for my hand when we crossed the evening street. I told myself you were just tired, not slipping out of reach. You smiled when people looked our way, then looked through me at home. I never saw the distance grow until I stood alone. Every little I'm okay covered up another crack. We were slowly breaking down, too afraid to say it back. I believe the silence meant we'd find the words somehow. I thought tomorrow had the time to fix what hurt us now. But love doesn't disappear with one last slam goodbye. It slips away in quiet moments right before you realize. I found the movie ticket still inside my winter coat, the ones we never got to use because we stayed home and fought. Your favorite mug is on the shelf. I can't make myself move it yet. It's funny how the smallest things remember what we forget. You weren't asking for perfection, you were asking to be seen. I was busy proving points while losing everything. I believe the silence meant we'd find the words somehow. I thought tomorrow had the time to fix what hurt us now. But love doesn't disappear with one last slam goodbye. It slips away in quiet moments right before you realize. If I could stand beside that version of myself, I'd tell him, put your pride back on the shelf. Stop trying to win every little fight. The person you love matters more than being right. I believe the silence meant you'd still be waiting there. I never dreamed I'd wake one day and find an empty chair. Now every room echoes your name, even when no one's around. The loudest heartbreak I've ever known never made a sound. I believe the silence would never take you away, but love was leaving long before that final day. You asked if we could talk tonight. I said, can it wait till dawn? You stood there by the bedroom door, but somehow you were gone. You kept saying something's changed. I laughed and called it stress. I never heard your silent cry hidden underneath your breath. You weren't asking me to fix it, you just wanted me to hear. But I kept talking over us until you disappeared. We lost the fight before we fought, before the words came out, before the tears could hit the floor, before there was a doubt. You didn't leave because you stopped loving me. You left because I stopped listening. Now every quiet room reminds me love can die without a scream. I found your sweater on the chair, the coffee still half full. The movie that we meant to watch is waiting where we paused. brush still beside my own. Your picture on the wall. Funny how the smallest things can make the strongest fall. You gave me chance after chance. I thought there'd always be one more. I never knew the last goodbye would sound just like before. We lost the fight before we fought, before the words came out, before the tears could hit the floor, before there was a doubt. You didn't leave because you stopped loving me. You left because I stopped listening. Now every quiet room reminds me love can die without a scream. Always save the seat beside you when we ride across the town, saying come on, don't make this awkward. With your easy, careless smile, you tell me every little story like I'm the one you trust the most, while I'm hiding every heartbeat underneath another joke. You steal a sip of my iced coffee like you've done 1,000 times, and laugh because I never order something you would like. To you it's just another Tuesday, another afternoon. To me it's every little dream that's slowly coming true. I've almost told you more than once, then watched the moment disappear. One deep breath, one nervous laugh, and all my courage leaves from fear. If you ever look my way, the way I look at you, maybe all these silent nights would finally tell the truth. Every little memory starts the second that you smile. You don't know you're all I want. You've never known this all the while. So I'll keep loving you this way until my heart finds words to say. You call me just to kill some time while walking home from work, talking about the movie that everybody says is good. And halfway through you laughed and said one day you'll meet someone. I smiled into the phone and whispered, maybe I already have. You asked me why I went so quiet if everything was fine. I blamed it on bad signal just to buy a little time. Sometimes the biggest secrets hide inside the smallest lies, and mine is saying I'm okay while looking in your eyes. Maybe I'm protecting us, maybe I'm protecting me. Some feelings grow so beautiful, they're safer left unseen. If you ever look my way, the way I look at you, maybe all these silent nights would finally tell the truth. Every little memory starts the second that you smile. You don't know you're all I want. You've never known this all the while. So I'll keep loving you this way until my heart finds words to say. Maybe someday you'll hear this song without knowing it's about you. Maybe you'll smile the way you always do, and I'll smile too. Not because you finally chose me, but because I got to love someone who never knew they changed my world. If you ever look my way, I'll be right where I've always been, still saving every laugh we shared, still hoping love might someday win. If that moment never comes, I'll still be thankful that you stayed. Some stories never need an ending, just one still be glad you looked at me. You asked if I could meet you at our little coffee place, the one where every Friday somehow felt the same. You showed up wearing that old denim jacket that I knew by heart, then smiled like you were hiding something from the start. We talked about the weather and the traffic downtown, anything to keep the silence from getting too loud. My hands kept spinning circles around my paper cup, trying to find the courage that was finally showing up. Then you looked me in the eyes and said, "You've been quiet for a while." I took one breath, laughed nervously, and forgot every line I'd memorized. So I told you, if I lose you after this, I'll understand, but I can't keep pretending we're just friends. You're the first person I think about before the morning starts, and somehow you've been living in every corner of my heart. You didn't say a single word, you just reached across the table, took my hand and never let it go. We stayed until they stacked the chairs and turned the lights down low. Neither one of us was ready yet to go. You laughed and said you'd almost told me twice before, but fear kept stopping at the front door. You admitted every little sign I'd missed along the way, the extra text, the reasons that you'd always ask me to stay. Turns out love had been waiting patiently all this time, hidden between the ordinary moments we call life. Funny how forever starts with two people telling the truth. No fireworks, just one honest conversation, changing everything. So I told you, if I lose you after this, I'll understand, but I can't keep pretending we're just friends. You're the first person I think about before the morning starts, and somehow you've been living in every corner of my heart. You smiled through happy tears, pulled your chair a little closer and whispered, "I was hoping you'd say that." We walked outside beneath the city lights, not saying very much at all. Some moments don't need perfect words, they just need two people brave enough to stop hiding. You slipped your fingers into mine like they'd always belong there, and suddenly the future didn't feel so far away. Now I know some chances only come around once, and love isn't always loud. Sometimes it sounds like, "Can I tell you something?" Now every ordinary day feels different somehow. The story I dreamed about didn't start with a kiss, it started with the truth, and the moment you chose my hand instead of letting it go. You came home early with that look behind your eyes, like you've been carrying questions all the way from work tonight. You You asked if we could sit a while without the TV on, but I kept scrolling through my phone like nothing could be wrong. You waited for the silence to finally make me speak, then smiled and said it's okay, sounding softer than last week. I thought we'd have tomorrow to fix what we ignored, never knowing that tomorrow wouldn't look like us anymore. You weren't asking for perfection, you just wanted me to stay, but I kept mistaking quiet for everything being okay. We lost the argument we never even had, watching love disappear without a single slam. No broken glass, no shouting in the rain, just two hearts drifting in different lanes. By the time I saw the distance in your eyes, you were already halfway to goodbye. We didn't fall apart all at once, we disappeared between the lines. I found your sweater hanging where you left it by the door, like some part of you was hoping you'd come back for it once more. The coffee mugs are still a pair, but one stays clean each day. Funny how the smallest things reveal who's gone away. Now every room repeats the words we never chose to say, echoes filling up the space where you used to make me stay. I kept waiting for the right time, thinking love could always wait. Now I'm talking to the silence, and silence never changes fate. We lost the argument we never even had, watching love disappear without a single slam. No broken glass, no shouting in the rain, just two hearts drifting in different lanes. By the time I saw the distance in your eyes, you were already halfway to goodbye. We didn't fall apart all at once, we disappeared between the lines. If I had asked one more question, if I'd listened instead of guessed, maybe we'd still be two people finding home inside the mess. We lost the argument we never even had, and that's the part that hurts the most. Looking back, no villain here, no perfect alibi, just love growing quieter night by night. I finally heard the words you couldn't say, only after you'd already walked away. Some hearts don't break with one loud sound, they fade before they're found. They fade before they're found. I saw you laughing with someone at the table by the door. Your hand was resting near his arm, the way it used to rest on mine before. I didn't walk over, I didn't wave, I didn't say a word. I just turned around and left before you even noticed I was there. I went home and wrote a message, deleted it, then wrote it twice, trying to sound like I was fine, trying to sound polite. I finally hit send at midnight. Saw you tonight, we should talk. Then I turned my phone face down and waited for the world to stop. waited for the little dots to show that you were there. I waited for an answer that would tell me I could breathe, but the message sat there waiting too. Mark delivered, never seen. You never read the last text, the one that could have saved us both. I built a whole goodbye around a message left alone. By the time you finally saw it, I had already let you go. Funny how love can end on a message no one opened. Turns out your phone had died an hour before I even wrote. You left it charging by the door, helping your sister move her boat. The man beside you at the table was her husband, nothing more. And I had built a funeral for something that was never gone before. By the time you charged your phone and finally saw my text, I'd already told my mother, already told my friends the rest. I'd already boxed your hoodie, already cried the whole way through, grieving something that was never actually true. You called me 7 times that morning. I let it ring and ring and ring. Sometimes a story that we tell ourselves becomes truer than the truth we're in. You never read the last text, the one that could have saved us both. I built a whole goodbye around a message left alone. By the time you finally saw it, I had already let you go. Funny how love can end on a message no one opened. If I had waited just an hour, if I had called instead of typed, if I had trusted silence was just silence, nothing more, we wouldn't be here now, me holding boxes at your door. You're standing there confused, asking what we're even fighting for. You never read the last text, but I already knew the end. I wrote our whole story before you even got to send a single word back to me, a single chance to make it right. Now I'm the one who has to live with the goodbye I wrote that night. You never read the last text, I never gave you the chance to try. You folded up your sweater like it was any other day, asked if I'd be home for dinner, then quietly looked away. I thought we were just tired from another busy week. Never saw the goodbye hiding every time you'd speak. We still share the same apartment, the same old wooden floor, but somehow every good night meant a little bit less than before. You kept waiting for a change, I kept saying we'll be fine. Neither one of us could see love was running out the time you closed the front door, nothing else was left to say. We were just two broken people standing over what we made. I thought love would wait forever if we gave it one more day. But you packed the silence and walked away. Found your favorite hoodie hanging where you left it last, like it didn't know our future had already become the past. Your picture's still beside my bed, but somehow it looks strange. Funny how the smallest things are hardest ones to change. I replay every little sign I chose to brush aside. Now every memory whispers where the truth was trying to hide. You weren't asking me for miracles, you just wanted me to hear. But I answered every heartache with "we'll figure it out next year." You packed the silence in a suitcase I could never see, carried every lonely moment that you hid from me. By the time you closed the front door, nothing else was left to say. We were just two broken people standing over what we made. I thought love would wait forever if we gave it one more day. But you packed the silence and walked away. If I'd known that every quiet night was one more step toward the end, I'd trade every argument we had just to hear you laugh again. You packed the silence in a suitcase I could never hold, left me with an empty house that's suddenly too cold. Now I understand that heartbreak doesn't always scream or cry. Sometimes it simply smiles and slowly says goodbye. The hardest part was never watching you leave. It was realizing you'd already gone before you turned the key. I almost turned the car around 100 different times. Your message said, "Come over if you've got an hour tonight." I practiced every sentence at the red lights on the way, then forgot them all the second that I saw your face. You laughed and said you're acting kinda different lately. I smiled and blamed the weather like I always do, but something in your eyes was telling me maybe you already knew. The room went quiet for a moment, every heartbeat filled the air. I finally took a breath and said, "There's something I've been scared to share." I said, "I've loved you for a long, long time, long before I found the nerve to say your name this way. If you don't feel the same, I'll understand. I just couldn't keep pretending anymore." You smiled before I finished, reached for my shaking hand, then whispered, "What took you so long? I've been waiting too." We walked until the coffee shops were turning off their lights, talking like we'd never really started before tonight. Every little memory suddenly made sense. Every almost moment finally found its place. You admitted all the reasons you never crossed the line, afraid that one confession might cost us what we had. Funny how two stubborn hearts can hide inside the very same fear. You leaned your head against my shoulder. The city disappeared for the first time. All the silence said exactly what we needed to hear. I said I've loved you for a long, long time, long before I found the nerve to say your name this way. If you don't feel the same, I'll understand. I just couldn't keep pretending for my shaking hand and whispered, what took you so long? I've been waiting too. No fireworks above us, no movie scene at all. Just 2 cups of coffee getting cold, while 2 lonely hearts finally stop pretending. Turns out forever sometimes begins with one honest sentence. I loved you for a long, long time, and now I finally get to say it out loud. No more hiding every heartbeat, no more wondering what if somehow. Now every ordinary morning feels like something brand new. The best part of my story started when you smiled and said, I've been waiting too. Folded up your sweater like it was any other day. Asked if I'd be home for dinner, then quietly looked away. I thought we were just tired from another busy week. Never saw the goodbye hiding every time you'd speak. We still share the same apartment, the same old wooden floor, but somehow every good night meant a little bit less than before. You kept waiting for a change, I kept saying we'll be fine. Neither one of us could see love was running out of time. You packed the silence in a suitcase I could never see, carried every lonely moment that you hid from me. By the time you closed the front door, nothing else was left to save. We were just 2 broken people standing over what we made. I thought love would wait forever if we gave it one more day, but you packed the silence and walked away. I found your favorite hoodie hanging where you left it last, like you didn't know our future had already become the past. Your picture's still beside my bed, but somehow it looks strange. Funny how the smallest things are hardest ones to change. I replay every little sign, chose to brush aside. Now every memory whispers where the truth was trying to hide. You weren't asking me for miracles, you just wanted me to hear. But I answered every heartache with we'll figure it out next year. You packed the silence in a suitcase I could never see, carried every long you hid from me. By the time you closed the front door, nothing else was left to save. We were just two broken people standing over what we made. I thought love would wait forever if we gave it one more day, but you packed the silence and walked away. If I'd known that every quiet night was one more step toward the end, I'd trade every argument we had just to hear you laugh again. You packed the silence in a suitcase I could never hold, left me with an empty house that's suddenly too cold. Now I understand that heartbreak doesn't always scream or cry. Sometimes it simply smiles and slowly says goodbye. The hardest part was never watching you leave. It was realizing you'd already gone before you turned the key. You text me every morning with a sleepy "Are you up?" Like somehow I'm the first name that still ends your night. We meet at our little coffee shop before the city's fully awake, sharing quiet conversations while the world is finding light. You tell me all about your plans, the places you still wanna see, then ask me if I'd ever leave this little town behind. I laugh and say maybe someday, pretending not to notice that every future in my head somehow still includes your smile. I've memorized the way you laugh, the way you push your hair behind your ear. I've got 1,000 words to say, but none of them make it past my fear. You don't know you're my favorite part of every ordinary day, the reason every crowded room feels empty when you walk away. I'm holding on to moments you don't even know you gave. Maybe one day you'll see me the way I've always seen you. Until then, I'll love you quietly. You asked if I could help you choose a birthday gift for someone, saying I think they're finally starting to like me too. I smiled and said that sounds amazing, while every word felt heavier than it should. We walked another mile together underneath the evening sky. You kept talking without ever seeing mine. Sometimes love isn't losing someone, sometimes it's never getting the chance to be found. Baby, silence is the price for keeping something beautiful alive. If telling you would change everything, I'd rather keep you in my life. You don't know you're my favorite part of every ordinary day, the reason every crowded room feels empty when you walk away. I'm holding on to moments you don't even know you gave. Maybe one day you'll see me the way I've always seen you. Until then, become a love story at all. Maybe I was only meant to catch you before somebody else did. And if your happiness was never supposed to have my name, I'll still be grateful that I got to know yours. You don't know you're my favorite part of every ordinary day. You'll never hear the 1,000 times I almost called your name. I'll carry every little memory, every smile you're never meant to say. Some hearts don't need forever to love somebody anyway. So if tomorrow comes and nothing ever changes, you'll still be the best secret I've ever kept. Starts while mine is winding down. The sun is finding you as darkness fills this town. I send a picture of the rain outside my window pane. You send back golden skies from halfway across the world again. We count the hours instead of counting all the miles, learning how to fall asleep without your quiet smile. Every call begins with, "Can you hear me now?" Trying to make forever fit into the here and now. I kiss the screen before we hang up, like somehow you'll feel it too. It's strange how someone can feel so close and still be impossible to hold. We're living in different time zones, but loving the very same heart, watching the same moon rise, just from different sides of the dark. I trade every sunrise I see just to watch one sunset with you, until the distance lets us go. I'll keep finding my way back to you. Your sweater still hangs on the chair beside my bed, holding on to your perfume long after you've left. You tell me all about the little cafe near your place, and I imagine walking there trying to match your pace. Sometimes the signal freezes right in the middle of your laugh, leaving me staring at a memory that disappears too fast. I never knew silence could sound this loud until loving you meant living through a cloud. People say that love gets easier when enough time goes by, but every goodbye on a video call still feels like the very first time. We're living in different time zones, but loving the very same heart, watching the same moonrise, just from different sides of the dark. I trade every sunrise I see just to watch one sunset with you, until the distance lets us go. I'll keep finding my way back to you. One day there won't be a countdown, no Apple gates, no boarding pass, no frozen screens or dropped connections, just your hand finding chasing the very same dream, holding tomorrow together through every call in between. If loving you means waiting, then waiting is what I'll do. No matter how far this world keeps turning, every road still leads me to you. And until I finally hold you, I love you across the distance. The wedding invitation came addressed to both our names, but only had one envelope and one seat left the same. I saw +1 beside a name I didn't recognize, and convinced myself the answer was written in your eyes. You'd left it on the counter, hadn't opened it at all. I read it standing in the kitchen, back against the wall. By the time you got home from work, I'd already decided that the life we built together was something you'd divided. I didn't ask you who they were, I didn't check the second page. I let one envelope rewrite the story of our days. Return to sender, return to sender. That's what I should have said before I let one letter get inside my head. I mailed away our future on an assumption, nothing more. And I never even asked you what that envelope was for. Turns out it was your co-workers delivered to the wrong address. The +1 was for her fiancé, nothing you'd confess. Our names were simply similar, the mailman made mistakes, while I had built an ending out of nothing at all at stake. By the time the truth arrived, I'd already signed the lease on an apartment down the street, already asked for peace. I'd already told our neighbors that we'd decided we were through, grieving a betrayal that was never even true. One piece of misdelivered mail became the reason we fell apart. Sometimes the smallest accident can break the biggest heart. Return to sender, return to sender. That's what I should have said before I let one letter get inside my head. I mailed away our future on an assumption, nothing more. And I never even asked you what that envelope was for. If I had waited for the second page, if I had asked instead of assumed the worst, I would have seen the same co-worker's name on every invitation before this. Instead I built a story out of one address gone wrong, and now I'm standing in a house that never should have been my own. I read the name wrong. Return to sender. I read us wrong. I came home early, quiet on the stairs. Heard your voice behind the door and stopped right there. You said, I don't think I can keep doing this alone. And something in my chest just turned to stone. I didn't hear the next part, didn't hear you laugh, didn't hear you say my name like it was half of every sentence that you spoke that night. I only heard the words that felt like they were right. I built the ending in 5 seconds flat, standing frozen on the stairs like that. I walked back out before you saw my face, carrying a story I would never take back. I heard the conversation I wasn't supposed to hear, and I let 4 wrong words become my biggest fear. I packed my things by morning, left before you, never knowing that the call was never about us at all. Your sister called me weeks later, asked me why I ran, said you've been planning something with your mother's wedding band. The doctor, not a stranger. The hymn I thought I heard was a florist for the surprise. You never got to say a word. I don't think I can keep doing this alone. Was about the guest list, not about our home. I built a funeral for something beautiful and true, and I never even gave you the chance to tell me you knew. 4 words on a staircase changed the way my whole world turned. I traded certainty for silence, and silence is the hardest thing to earn back. I heard the conversation I wasn't supposed to hear, and I let 4 wrong words become my biggest fear. I packed my things by morning, left before you, never knowing that the call was never about us at all. If I had walked in through that door, if I had asked instead of assumed, I would have seen the ring you hid inside your winter coat. Instead I built a wall from half a sentence and a guess, and walked away from everything. I never gave a chance to happen. I heard the conversation I wasn't supposed to hear, and I turned 4 honest words into my biggest fear. I'll never know the question you were building up to ask, because I answered it with silence before you ever had the chance. I heard the conversation, but I never heard the truth. called me from a number I didn't recognize at first. Already 5 time zones away, already at your worst. I could hear the city noise behind you, voices I didn't know. A laugh that faded quickly when you heard my voice say hello. I asked you what was going on. You said it was nothing new, but nothing sounded different in the way you said it too. Somewhere between the signal breaks and everything unsaid, I started hearing answers to the questions in my head. I should have said, just talk to me. Instead I said, forget it then. You should have said, please don't do this. Instead the line went quiet at the end. We didn't end with fighting words. We ended with the dial tone. One misread silence on a screen. One night we both felt too alone. I thought you'd stopped choosing me. You thought I'd stopped holding on. Neither one of us was right, but both of us were gone. 3 missed calls at 2:30. I watched them like the dark. By morning I had typed and deleted everything inside my heart. You sent a message that said simply, maybe this is getting hard. I read the words without the meaning and replied, maybe you're right. Just like that, the distance finally won the war. Now with someone else between us, just the miles we couldn't cross anymore. We were both so tired of waiting. We forgot what we were waiting for. Sometimes love doesn't end in fire, it ends with one unanswered door. We didn't end with fighting words. We ended with the dial tone. One misread silence on a screen. One night we both felt too alone. I thought you'd stopped choosing me. You thought I'd stopped holding on. Neither one of us was right, but both of us were gone. If I had just picked up that 3rd missed call, if you had just said what you meant, if we had just been honest instead of being careful, maybe the distance would have felt like nothing. Maybe we'd still be on the other end of the line. But I learned too late that silence isn't patience. Sometimes it's just the last thing love says before it leaves. We didn't end with fighting words. We ended with the dial tone. I kept your last voicemail for months just to hear you say my name. Now I know what broke us finally. It wasn't miles or a different time. It was 2 people loving each other. 2 too quietly to survive. You came home later than you said. Your keys fell on the floor. I looked up from the living room, but neither spoke anymore. I asked, is everything okay? You answered, I'm just tired. But your eyes kept searching everywhere except for mine. I let my questions turn to doubt instead of simple trust. You let my silence grow until it sounded just like us. Two people in the same house, standing worlds apart, watching little misunderstandings pull apart one heart. You were waiting for me to believe you. I was waiting for you to explain. Neither one of us was really listening. We were only trying to escape the pain. We didn't break in just one moment. We broke a little every day. One unopened conversation, one more feeling pushed away. Love didn't disappear between us. It slowly lost its voice, and by the time we reached the ending, silence made the choice. Your suitcase stayed beside the door for almost half the night, like you were hoping I'd stop you before the morning light. I watched you fold your favorite sweater into one last bag, thinking you'd turn around if I just waited long enough. Then you held out your apartment key across a shaking hand and whispered, I don't know how we forgot who we began. I wanted to say, please don't go, but pride arrived before the words. You waited one last second. I waited 1 second too long. Sometimes forever ends before we know it's gone. We didn't break in just one moment. We broke a little every day. One unopened conversation, one more feeling pushed away. Love didn't disappear between us. It slowly lost its voice, and by the time we reached the ending, silence made the choice. If I could stand inside that hallway one more time, I'd leave my anger at the door. I'd choose your hand instead of being right. I'd ask one more question, stay 1 minute longer, fight for us instead of fighting you. We didn't lose each other overnight. We let the distance learn our names. Every word we never said became another wall we made. Now your side of the closet's empty. Your picture's gone from every frame. I finally know what broke forever. It wasn't love, it was everything we never said. never said. You called around 11, said can we talk a minute? Your voice was calm enough, but something wasn't in it. I asked if you were home, you said I'm almost there, but somehow I could feel goodbye already in the air. You laughed at something random just to buy another line, while I was holding on to every second buying time. You never raised your voice, you never slammed the door. Some endings happen softly and somehow hurt much more. We broke before we said goodbye, long before you walked away. Somewhere between the little lies and all the words we didn't say, I watched us disappear one quiet night at a time. By the time you let me go, you were already gone from mine. Your toothbrush stayed beside mine for another week or two, like it still believed the things we couldn't make come true. We still said drive home safe, still asked about the day, but every simple conversation lost another piece along the way. I kept fixing broken pictures while you packed invisible bags. Love doesn't always shatter, sometimes it slowly cracks. We broke before we said goodbye, long before you walked away. Somewhere between the little lies and all the words we didn't say, I watched us disappear one quiet night at a time. By the time you let me go, you were already gone from mine. If I could live that month again, I'd hear the silence sooner. I'd stop pretending we were fine. When every room grew colder, maybe love doesn't leave. The moment someone goes, maybe it leaves. When nobody lets it show. We broke before we said goodbye. That's the part I can't rewrite. You left my house that Sunday, but you left my heart long before that night. Now every empty chair knows exactly what we lost. I wasn't left in one goodbye, I was losing you all along. You asked if we could talk tonight. I said, can it wait till dawn? You stood there by the bedroom door, but somehow you were gone. You kept saying something's changed. I laughed and called it stress. I never heard your silent cry hidden underneath your breath. You weren't asking me to fix it, you just wanted me to hear. But I kept talking over us until you disappeared. We lost the fight before we fought, before the words came out, before the tears could hit the floor, before there was a doubt. You didn't leave because you stopped loving me. You left because I stopped listening. Now every quiet room reminds me love can die without a scream. I found your sweater on the chair, the coffee still half full. The movie that we meant to watch is waiting where we paused. Your toothbrush still beside my own, your picture on the wall. Funny how the smallest things can make the strongest fall. You gave me chance after chance, I thought there'd always be one more. I never knew the last goodbye would sound just like before. We lost the fight before we fought, before the words came out, before the tears could hit the floor, before there was a doubt. You didn't leave because you stopped loving me. You left because I stopped listening. Now every quiet room reminds me love can die without a scream. If I could walk back through that door, I'd let the silence break. I'd hold your hands instead of pride before it was too late. Some hearts don't break in one loud night, they fade a little every day. We lost the fight before we fought. Now there's nothing left to say. Two people standing side by side, still drifting miles away. I thought forever couldn't end without a reason I could see. Now I know the hardest goodbye is the one that happens quietly.